Hey, everybody. Okay, so hopefully you can hear me. This is my first time trying this Zoom webinar, so hopefully you can hear me just fine. So tonight, first of all, thank you so much for taking time out of your Monday to join me tonight. I'm Nicole Meadows, and what we're going to do is start a ladies empowerment series. So we're going to start tonight. Our topic is rooted in the basics. And going forward, the vision is to have other leaders in the Team Strength organization share and lead either another webinar, Zoom webinar, and it won't always be a webinar. What we'd like to do is have it where, we need your participation. We want you to be part of it. So we'll have a Q&A part where you can raise your hand and ask questions. So we definitely envision going forward having you part of this. But for this very first webinar tonight, this first series, we want to start at the beginning. And at the beginning, we're going to talk about the foundation, right? Because the foundation is the rock upon which you stand, and that supports everything that you build on top of. So our foundation, to talk about getting back to the basics. So maybe for you, you're on this call because you want to grow, you want to lead, and you want to build an Advocare business. And maybe you're so brand new, you're not quite sure where to start, or maybe you've been here for a while and you know what to do, but you just haven't actually taken the steps to just get started. So let's go back to the beginning. Let's talk about the foundation. And what the foundation is, it's made up of two things. It's your belief and your results, okay? So let's talk about your belief. This is the place where you go to create and find, your rock. And this is your go-to, the go-to place for you. And this is going to be the go-to for who you lead in Advocare. And so this is one thing that we are going to do, though. We're going to keep this simple, and we're not going to overcomplicate things because we're pretty good at doing that. We want to keep this simple, and we often overcomplicate things because we're afraid or we have doubt. So we're going to move all of that to this side. Okay, so we're going to be simple with this nugget. And also the plan is that these webinars are 15 minutes, max 20, because I don't know about you, but I don't have time to be on a webinar or a call for like 30 to 40 minutes. And I know you don't either. So we're going to be mindful of our time, and we're just going to share little bits of nuggets that you can use right away. Okay, so let's get back to it. So your foundation is your belief and your results. And this is the root of your ability, okay? Your belief, because your belief isn't up here in your mind. It's not about what you know, it's down here in what's in your heart. Okay, and this is where you find strength for you to do what you need to do. Okay, so, and I believe that you have joined me tonight because you have a clear and a focused understanding that the heart of what Advocare is, who you are, and what you do. And what we do is—
Can I do it, Camden?
To do us better, right?
Oh, you just turned it off?
Help someone else.
Okay, can we start Paddington?
And it's your belief that's going to help you minimize and overcome any fears, doubt, criticism that you see as an obstacle towards helping the people in your life. Okay?
Okay, what do you want to shoot?
What do you believe?
We're going to watch Paddington, aren't we?
In yourself. You believe in the Advocare products.
Okay, guys, hang on.
You believe in the corporate, Advocare corporate. You believe in the community that we've created at Team Strength. And you also believe in the opportunity that exists for you with building a business and earning extra income. So if you think that you have to have some big flashy results in order to share Advocare with somebody, like you don't have a great story, you don't have great product results yet, or you want to wait, listen, you don't need a big flashy story in order to share Advocare with somebody. We've been in Advocare for 10 years, and I don't have a great weight loss story. I don't. I was, I was thinner when we started. I had 2 babies, and I've maintained, where I started throughout these 10 years with Advocare. But what I've added on to who I already am is some performance products. But the thing is I can relate to other moms, because what I do know is that I need spark throughout my day. I need to start it in the morning, and I need it in the afternoon. And I don't need a big flashy story to share with another mom that's at my kid's school. Like, hey, let me just share something with you that I know that's helped me. That people aren't looking for something big and flashy. They just want help, and you have the ability to help them. Okay. Now, and just remember, a lot of times people aren't really interested in how many pounds you've lost. So of course that's intriguing, but oftentimes people just want to feel better. And taking the Advocare products, using a multivitamin, all of the things that people aren't doing, just very simple adjustments, even if it's eating more frequently throughout the day, drinking more water, can make you feel amazing. And a lot of times people just want to feel good. And that's all that they need to hear from you if you don't have a huge weight loss story, or you feel like you need to in order to talk to somebody, because that's not true. People just want to feel better. All right. Now, we're talking about the roots. Getting back to the roots, you remember that roots grow underground, and we have to nourish them. And this is exactly what you're doing right now. You're on this webinar, you want to learn, you want to grow. And you know what? Keep yourself surrounded by other people, like you, who want to do better, who want to better themselves, better, your circumstances, and, stay engaged with the Team Strength Facebook page and these webinars, where we start off trying to do this once a month, but maybe, if there's a huge need and that you want, we can maybe do this 2 times a month. So stay engaged to things that are going to support you and lift you up. And that includes like the person who invited you onto this call. Okay, so belief is your foundation. That's number 1. Number 2 is having an open heart, okay? So this is where you take time to sit down and think about, the people in your life that you want to share Advocare with, okay? So, and also know that creating your list is not a one-time deal. Your list is an ever-evolving, ever-changing thing, because new people come into your life all the time. Or how many times even have you thought there was some person that you didn't even think of the first time that you got to put on your list? So your list isn't a one-time deal. You made your list, made your top 10, went through the list, you're done. Nope. You keep adding to it. All right, so once you get people on your list of who's on your heart that you want to share Advocare with, you need to organize it, right? You need to categorize them into why you thought of them. So is it because, you thought of them because of weight loss? Is it because of energy? Is it because they're in fitness and maybe they would be interested in the performance line, just general wellness, or even our skin products, right? So you got to categorize them into lists. And then the next thing is that you have to call them using the phone, not emails, not text messaging, actually calling them. And so you may have already done this. You may have a list sitting right there in front of you, but you've been too chicken to pick up the phone and reach out. And that's what we're going to talk about. So we have our belief, our root, our foundation. We have our belief because we know that since Advocare has come into our lives, that our lives are better with Advocare in it than it is without. Is that not the truth, right? So we know that to be true. And there has to be people that who need Advocare, who are hurting for Advocare. And I'll tell you the one thing that you're going to just beat yourself up about is if you wait to reach out to somebody who's on your list because you've been too chicken, I guarantee you somebody else is going to beat you to it. And then you're going to be angry and frustrated and so ticked off about it. And trust me, We've seen this happen many times, even for us, okay? It's the truth, it happens. So don't let that happen to you. Don't let a person that's on your heart be stolen away. So let me give you some like word choices to share when you want to call somebody. So if it's just about getting over the fear, I'll have to tell you that this is one thing that women have an advantage over the men, because we can be really transparent to another woman and we're not judged. You know, if a man is transparent to another man, I think men view men as weak. But women don't do that, because women are nurturers. You know, we were created to nurture and want people to feel good, right? So if there's somebody on your list that you want to call that you've been chicken, just be honest and upfront about it. So you call them and you say, like, hey, Tiffany, you know, I'm calling you for a very specific reason, and I just have to be honest with you. I've been hesitant to reach out because I was afraid of what you might think. But, you know, I have to push my fear aside, because I believe the reasons that I want to, the reasons that I want to share with you are stronger than the fear. And so do you have 10 minutes that I can share with you what's been of value in my life? And then just let it be. What friend is going to say no, first of all? Seriously. Secondly, if they do say no, then they're not really your friend. So just move on to the next person on your list. Or if they say yes, hey, you know what, Nicole? Yes, I would love to hear what's been of value to you. Oh my gosh, thank you for thinking of me. But you know what, right now is not a good time. Can you call me back tomorrow? Then you need to take control of what you can control and say, hey, yeah, I can call you tomorrow. What time would be good for you? Don't just leave it to chance, like, oh yeah, just wing it. Let me just call you tomorrow. No, get a specific time, which brings me to my next point. Let's say you've called somebody, you've had a great conversation. Now what? Now you need to be intentional about your follow-up here, okay? And you got to be prepared. So for the next step. And the next step is to send them product. So maybe you've reached out to somebody who's local to you. So you can put a care package together, a few products to sample that you know would be a benefit to them: Spark, Rehydrate, Meal Replacement Shake, and the Impact Magazine. And you know, you've heard this. Don't just put a blank Impact Magazine in there. You write on the front cover, like, hey, Tiffany, look for the pages I've marked for you. Can't wait to follow up with you tomorrow. And then you mark those pages, because you know your friend Tiffany better than anybody else. So what stories inside the Impact Magazine are going to resonate with your friends? So you want to mark those. And guess what? If you don't mark it, what's the likelihood that they're going to look through it? And they might not, but we're busy. We're busy women. We have lives. So, you know, I think if you would have marked it and said, hey, look for these pages, that they would take the time to actually look because you marked it. And then guess what? They're probably going to look through the rest of it too. That's just natural. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a bonus. So please don't just put your Impact Magazine in there blank. And then you need to be specific about your follow-up. So just don't think that you're going to either drop off samples to them or send them in the mail and they're going to love the product so much that they're going to call you just begging for more. It doesn't happen. Not that often that I've ever seen. You have to take control and be intentional with your follow-up. So if you know that you've mailed something out, and you know if it's a two-day, you know, whatever, priority mail, you know when they're getting it. You need to follow up within 24 hours that they've received it. So you can say, hey, I'm going to send you some products in the mail for you to try. When you get them, will you please give me a call and let me know? But regardless, if they call you or not, you know that they're getting there in about 2 days. You need to make your follow-up call within 24 hours that they receive it. So you ask them though, hey, when you receive these products, please do me this favor. Please take the products, like I'll give you some instructions on what to do, because I would really appreciate your feedback. And I just know that, you know, what it's done for me, it can do for you too. And I'm just really looking forward to hearing how your day is going to go. So you need to follow up that next day after they received it. So that's what you can control. You can be in control of asking them when's a good time to talk to you. Like I said, just don't leave it to chance. So let's just kind of go back and talk about our nuggets today. One, it's our foundation. We're going back to the basics and where our foundation is. And our foundation is our belief and our results. And you don't have to have flashy results to share your story. That's not true, because people just want to feel better. And if that's happened for you, that's all that you need in order to share. Okay. If you're fearful of calling somebody, you can call it your chicken list. You're too scared to call somebody. Is what you have in your hands not stronger than the fear that you have of, one, not sharing something that you know could be a benefit to the people you love in your life, or two, letting somebody else share it with them and that opportunity be gone? Is that not true? Like, what we have is so important and so special. It's enough reason to push the fear to the side and just be honest when you call them. And I don't know what friend in the world would think less of you for being honest and truthful and share from your heart that, hey, I've been thinking about you, but I've been a little scared to call because I was worried about what you might think. But you know what? I think what I have to share with you is more important than that fear. Do you have some time for me to share what's been of value to me? It's that simple, that simple. So I challenge you, if you're too afraid of somebody on your list to call, just do it. And then you can reach out to me and just like I'm challenging you to at least make one phone call that you're too scared to make. Do it. And you can either let me know about it, or you can let, your sponsor, your friend share. Okay. Let's create this surge of getting over our fear. And then the most important thing though is being intentional with your follow-up. Just don't leave it to chance. So if you've connected with that friend, you need to send them samples or drop them off, and then you've got to be good with your follow-up. You need to be intentional with how you're going to follow up with them, okay? So I hope this first empowerment series webinar has been helpful, okay? I'll let you know when the next one's coming out. Like I said, maybe we can squeeze in another one at the end of January, but for sure our plan is once a month. But if you guys really want more, then we will do our best to get 2 in a month. So I just want to thank you so much for your time tonight. Hope it's been of value, and get to work on your list and give that person a call that's on your heart. You owe it to them. So have a good night. Take care.